Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dul dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand. Léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche. Pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4, TV, fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. Mun ngeen ko yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. Pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indel gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
It's a warm reception to our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Dada Cham. In the headlines tonight, President Barrow urged to clarify debt over electoral defeat comment. Gender platform meets President Barrow to deliver private member bill. Aqua Gambia Limited, workers lay down tools for alleged mistreatment. GPU raises concern over journalist security ahead of 2021 polls. GFF extends contracts of 5 coaches. In other news, 6 months of Ethiopia's Tigray conflict and no end in sight. Mexico metro overpass collapses, killing 23 and injuring dozens. Spain, a right-wing popular party wins Madrid's regional vote. Those were the headlines, and now The recent death over same comments attributed to President Adama Barrow continue to generate condemnation for the other side of the political divide as opposition expressed shock and dismay over the development. The latest political party to add its voice to the condemnation of the president's comment is the Gambia for All. The latest political party to add its voice to the condemnations of the president's comment is the Gambia for All party. The Bakari Dabo-led party hopes the president's comment was loosely translated as GFA expressed fear it may negatively affect the conduct of a free and fair election come December. President Adama Barrow over the weekend received at the presidency former lawmakers in the past dispensation, and the president was quoted as saying that the NPP will choose death over electoral defeat. Gambia for All party has called for a clarification on the issue, as according to it, if the comment is maintained, it will be viewed as another 6 feet deep moment for the president. 6 feet deep was the phrase used by the former Gambian president Yahya Jammeh to threaten political opponents and perceived enemies. Members of the gender platform this morning met President Adama Barrow at State House in Banjul. The platform members were led through number 1 Panina Parade by their chairperson Tabu Sanjai, and they were there with a private member bill for the reservation of seats in the legislature for women as well as people with disabilities. I was at the presidency. The gender platform believes this will increase the representation of women in the legislative and executive arms of the government where major decisions are made. Formed in 2017 with UNDP's support, the platform is a gender activist group with focus on influencing the transitional justice program as far as gender mainstreaming is concerned. Chairperson Tabu Sanjai explained in a statement how gender platform has, through its activities and support from the International Republican Institute, hired Ms. Janet Salanjai to draft the bill that seeks to reserve seats in the National Assembly for women and people living with disabilities.
Actually, in detail, is reserving 14 seats for women drawn from the 7 administrative regions in the Gambia, and also 2 extra seats for women living with disabilities to be elected by the umbrella organization of the Federation for the Disabled. That was what we came here today to solicit his support and also to have a buy-in for the fact that he's a party leader as well as the head of state.
The she added will not only increase women's representation but also ensure adherence to the 1997 Constitution, the country's international obligations such as those to the SADAW Convention, regional instrument of the Africa Charter on Human and People's Rights of Women, as well as the ECOWAS Democracy and Good Governance. Mrs. Njai acknowledged the political will that President Adama Barrow has shown to their cause. She said the platform will engage other political party leaders.
And also we envisage to visit all other political party leaders to solicit their support to this proposed bill, which we hope that it will be in effect in 2022 during the National Assembly election. This particular proposed bill is very important because if you look at the Gambia since independence, women's representation in politics especially at decision-making level is very low and continues to be. So we think that it is important that when you empower women, especially in politics.
The gender platform recognized and commended the Gambian leader and his cabinet for creating a stand-alone ministry for women's affairs. The platform says, despite at its infancy, the Women's Affairs Ministry has already made significant strides in the promotion of civic, political, social and economic participation of women as well as provision of technical and financial support to them. Having felt overworked, underpaid and unprotected, staff of Aqua Gambia Limited on Wednesday led Sage to the main entrance to the company's premises in Kotu. Jacqueline Coley was there.
More than 30 workers of Agua Gambia today downed their tools as they protested against a litany of issues such as salary increment, health insurance, protective gears, social security contributions, and lack of electricity. The protesters have also complained of threats allegedly posed to their health by an open sewage dump at their workplace. Some of the sticking points between the company and its staff include the reported non-timely payment of their April salary. The staff said April wasn't the only month that payment of salaries were delayed. But it's not only about the alleged late payment of salaries that has pitched the company's staff against the Agua company's management. Modulamin Ba is one of the workers who took part in today's sit-down strike. He told reporters that the company has not also been treating them fairly when it comes to the issue of health.
You come to this allowance because when you look at this sewage company is very risky to work with the sewage. The smell alone, you can attest to it. Today, everybody, all of you here, you can attest to it. The smell you are having here, inhaling. That's why we are here today to demonstrate peacefully, to show the whole Gambia that anyway, this is just a peaceful demonstration.
Modulamin Ba claims that several inquiries concerning their social security contributions have proven that the company has not been making any contribution to their pension funds.
Our social security are not considered. Every time when we have meeting, we always protest about it. That social security, how far with the social securities? The only thing that is going on. But normally social security, all of us knows who joins social security. You normally have a card, isn't it? Anytime we have meeting here, that's the only thing they will tell us.
One of the striking workers, Saja Abaji, laments that the company has reneged on its promise of providing them detergents, adding that this could pose a public health threat as their work entails sewage management. When contacted to shed light on the workers' claims, the acting CEO of Agua Company, Pedro Tomas Delgado, promised to entertain our queries tomorrow, as according to him, he just returned from an overseas trip yesterday. Jacqueline Coley, reporting for Star TV News.
Barely 6 months to go before Gambians to go to poll for the first general election after the fall of Jammeh. The Gambia Press Union in streamlining the security and safety of journalists at the core of its programs for now going forward. Awasani explains.
The security and safety of media workers during elections have remained overwhelming concern for media watchdogs around the world. Elections herald time with high tendency for physical and verbal attacks against media practitioners. In cognizance of this, the Gambia Press Union has set on the task of guaranteeing protection for its members as the country aged closer to the December poll. The country's Apex Press Union on Monday joined the rest of the world to commemorate the World Press Freedom Day with the theme Information as a Public Good. But in a slight shift from the global theme, the Gambia Press Union localized this year's Press Freedom Day banner to reflect the local realities regarding journalists, safety and security during national elections. Safety of journalists is imperative for credibility of election was the local theme with the forthcoming cycle of election in mind. The president of the Gambia Press Union, Sheriff Bojan Jr., on Monday addressed a news conference to, among other issues, draw attention to the sheer number of violence against media practitioners.
Therefore, as the country goes into the first post-dictatorship presidential election in December, the safety of journalists and the issue of impunity remain a concern for the Gambia Press Union and for the media fraternity, hence the local theme, safety of journalists. Imperative for credible.
The GPU said it has developed and submitted to the government a position paper to deal with what it called the unfortunate trend of election-related violence against the media. Relying on pieces of evidence and experience, the country's umbrella media body said it has presented its case to the government to guarantee the protection of journalists in tandem with the UNESCO Plan of Action. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasani.
5 coaches from the various categories of the national team have had their contracts extended by the Gambia Football Federation based on the recommendation of the country's football governing bodies, a technical and development committee. Details in this report.
Assistant coach of the senior national team Alhaji Sarr, as well as its fitness coach Rido Bardien and goalkeeper coach Alhaji Marong, all had 5 more years added to their contracts to align them to the 5-year contract of head coach Mr. Tom Samfiet. This, according to the GFF, is to ensure continuity. Coach Matar Mboj's contract has also been given a new lease of life after the GFF extended it by 5 more years. Mboj has also been promoted to the position of head coach of the national under-20 CHAN team after his sterling record in propelling the Gambia to 3rd place in the 2021 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Mauritania. The under-17 coach Abdoulaye Bojang's contract was also extended to 2 more years and he remains in the same capacity. Meanwhile, GFF has released Mr. Omar Kesise as head coach of the under-23 CHAN side following the expiration of his 4-year contract. GFF thanked him for what it described his services to the football throughout his stint with the football body. The promotion of Matar Mboj has meanwhile created a vacuum in the position of under-20 head coach, but GFF says it will in not too distant future place advertisement as the first step for the recruitment of an under-20 coach. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Hadi M. Jaju.
Those were the local stories. We will be back with the international news after the short break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jeja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulanding. We are also producers of Jeja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dut dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche. Pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4, TV, fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. Mun ngeen ko yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. Pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
And now the news beyond our borders. It has been 6 months since Ethiopia's government began an offensive In the northern Tigray region, more than 60,000 refugees have fled to the neighboring Sudan. The U.S. described what is happening as part of Tigray as ethnic cleansing, in charge denied by the Ethiopian government, which says it is willing to work with the international expert to investigate any claim of human rights violations.
Semaret Welegirma remembers the evening when she used to prepare coffees for her family in her hometown of Adawa in Ethiopia's Tigray region. She says when the conflict reached Adawa, she and her family sought refuge nearby. But 2 months ago, she left to seek refuge in Sudan's Kassala state.
We left Adwa for Shire, which is also in Tigray. But when the new administration started issuing us temporary identity cards that didn't bear our identity as Tigrayans, I became uncomfortable. The card identified us as Amhara, which we're not. I felt they were erasing our identity, so when I got mine, I used it to move to the border and then fled to come here with my unborn child, leaving the rest of my family behind.
That new administration was put in place a month after the Tigray conflict began in early November between the Ethiopian government and the Regional Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF. More than 20,000 refugees are now here at this reception center in Kassala state. More than 63,000 have arrived in Sudan since the start of the conflict. Many say they feared for their lives despite the Ethiopian government declaring victory over the TPLF in late November. Mulgeta Ezra was a Sunday school teacher in his town of Bahir in Tigray. He says he witnessed Ethiopian forces arresting people simply because they were Tigrayans.
We saw them arresting more than 60 people at once. As someone who works for the church, I went to the prison to talk to them and found more than 100 others arrested. Some were beaten, some were badly hurt, and it was clear they had been tortured. I heard the soldiers accuse the prisoners of being spies, and some saying they're arrested because of their ethnicity. When a friend told me they may come for me, I ran away to Tigray.
Since the start of their arrival, many have reported witnessing people killed and say many have been targeted because of their ethnicity. There are fewer Tigrayan refugees arriving in Sudan each day than when the conflict began, but the stories of the horrors they've witnessed continue. The U.S. describes what's happening in parts of Tigray as ethnic cleansing, a charge denied by Ethiopia's government, which says it's willing to work with international experts to investigate any claims of human rights violations. Some refugees have been relocated from this camp to neighboring Gadaref state, but authorities say not all are willing to leave here.
Some say they won't go to the new camps despite dwindling services here. They're holding on to the hope that the conflict ends soon so they can return home. But we're approaching the rainy season and this place is going to be cut off, so providing them with aid will get more and more difficult.
Semaret says even if the conflict ends, she'll wait to see all those who've been re-identified as Amharas recognized as Tigrayans again. She says if not, she'd rather her child live as a refugee in Sudan but with his real ethnicity recognized. Hiba Morgan, Al Jazeera, Hamdayed from the Sudan-Ethiopia border.
An elevated metro lane has collapsed in Mexico's capital, sending a train crashing down into cars below. At least 23 people have been killed. Rescue teams are now trying to find survivors amid the rubble. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapalu reports from Mexico City.
A chaotic scene in the Mexican capital. Emergency crews responding to an accident involving a metro rail train on an overpass. Friends and family of possible victims searched frantically for their loved ones.
My brother is still under the rubble. Imagine how many tons they have to move. That's what we want to know. What's going on there?
Surveillance footage captured the harrowing moments as the structure supporting the train cars collapsed above a busy freeway, filling the air with dust and debris.
When we arrived at the scene, people were crying out for help. A vehicle was crushed under the subway car with 2 people inside. The driver looked fine, but the others were trapped.
Local residents say this rail line has faced structural problems in the past and had reported their fears of a possible collapse to authorities.
It's been several hours since the accident and emergency workers are still here trying to clear the scene. You can clearly see those 2 train cars hanging precariously over the freeway. Authorities are asking people to stay back, worried that the structure itself could still collapse further.
Mexico City Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum has promised a thorough investigation into what went wrong. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera, Mexico City.
Spain's Conservative Popular Party has had a clear win in Madrid regional election, but still failed to get an outright majority. It may yet have to seek alliance with a far-right party. Isabel, who leads the Popular Party, opposed COVID-19 lockdowns in defense of the left-wing national government of prime ministers.
Rewarded for her defiance, Isabel Díaz Ayuso, leader of the right-wing Popular Party, has won Madrid's regional election. The PP's been in charge of Spain's wealthiest region for 26 years.
Today is the beginning of a new chapter in the history of Spain, because today from Madrid, from this starting point, we'll regain our pride.
Ayuso defied the left-wing national government of Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez and consistently resisted pressure to impose COVID-19 lockdowns.
She has been brave. When we had to face the pandemic, she didn't hide like others did. She made a stand. She defended those who were sick, but also the people that had to go to work and earn money. In the end, we have to go on living.
I think we need to enjoy life and not close ourselves in our homes like the socialists want us to. So the Popular Party need to win, and long live Ayuso.
She campaigned on a simple slogan, freedom, which appealed to those with COVID fatigue.
Simple messages tend to do very well with the electorate. He managed to do what the Popular Party traditionally did, which is to take pretty much anybody from the center-right towards the more fringes in the right wing, and she's managing to appeal to all that sector of the electorate, really.
After a resounding defeat, the leader of the left-wing Podemos party, Pablo Iglesias, says he's quitting politics altogether. He resigned as deputy prime minister to stand in the Madrid election. The capital has some of the loosest restrictions in Europe. Bars and restaurants have remained open, despite infection rates far above the national average. Madrid has the highest percentage of occupied ICU beds in the country, nearly 45%. 3 years after a corruption scandal brought down the last Popular Party-led government, it remains the second largest party after the ruling socialists. Tuesday's victory is likely to boost the party at a national level and influence lockdown rebels far beyond Madrid. Andrew Chappelle, Al Jazeera.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. President Barrow ought to clarify debt over electoral defeat comment. Gender platform meets President Barrow to deliver private member bill. Aqua Gambia Limited, workers lay down tools for alleged mistreatment. GP raises concern over journalist security ahead of 2021 polls. GFF extends contracts of 5 coaches. In other news, 6 months of Ethiopia's Tigray conflict and no end in sight. Mexico metro overpass collapses, killing 23 and injuring dozens. Spain, a right-wing Popular Party wins Madrid's regional vote. That's all for this edition of the news. Thank you for watching and join us for tomorrow's news. Stay tuned.